Now let's see what the disciples done. When he said, one of you shall betray me, the disciples looked one to another. Don't we do that? When somebody say, hey, something finna go down, we be looking one to another at each other. What's finna go down? What happened? Who did it? So they were looking one to another, doubting to whom he spoke shall betray him, or betray me. Then the disciples looked one to, okay, I said that. Now there was leaning on Jesus' bosom one of his disciples whom Jesus loved, Simon Peter. Therefore beckoned to me that he should ask who it should be of whom he spoke. Okay. He then, lying on Jesus' breast, said unto him, Lord, who is it? Jesus answered, He it is to whom I shall give a salt when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the salt, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. Now Jesus just sat there and gave him the answer. He already said, he was already, that again, because we're dealing with suicide here, when a person is on the verge of committing suicide, they already give you the answer. You just have to be listening. Because they gives you the answer. Because there's, you know how we used to see in those movies and those cartoons where a person is finna make a major decision. They have the devil with the little pitchfork, even though that's not a good description, but it be on one shoulder and then the person in all white representing God on the other, and so that person is wrestling between the two. A person that's getting ready to commit suicide is wrestling between the two. Part of that person wants to do it, and the other part of that person don't want to do it. And then so the battle becomes which one is going to be victorious. Is it going to be the one that, is it going to be the part of that person that don't want to commit suicide? In other words, is that person going to finally figure out before it's too late, my life is worth living? This is not the way I want to go. Or is that person going to go down that rabbit hole and say, that's it, I don't care, I'm done. That's why I always tell people, and y'all know some people who play with suicide. They ain't really trying to commit suicide. They just want attention. So they'll do little things. They'll do little things like, oh, I'm about to commit suicide. I know we have to take it serious. Every time a person say they're about to commit suicide, you have to take it serious. But some of them be playing with suicide. And I told the individual, I said, you better quit playing with it because one day it's going to stick. And I know that seemed like that was harsh to tell that person, but what I was trying to get that person to realize is because you study playing with suicide, there's people out there that's really at that breaking point. And we can't deal with them because we still got to deal with your little attention grabbing self. So suicide is not something that you should play with because one day it's going to stick. And I mean, I know that sounded harsh, but I felt in my heart that we got more people we need to be worried about. We ain't got time to be trying to give you the attention that you need. So then you,
You think you need.
or you think you need, correct. Okay. Now, so Jesus told them who was going to be the one to betray them. Betray Jesus. He had already told him. He said, the one that I give his bread to, after I dip it and I give his bread to, this is going to be the one that betrayed me. But the disciples, let's see what the disciples were doing. And after the salt, Satan entered into him. So that's when Satan entered into Judas. Then said Jesus unto him, that thou doest, do quickly. Jesus was so bold. He said, look, whatever you're going to do, do it quickly. I know what you're going to do. You better do it quickly. I like that. That. To me, that was a bold statement. I don't know how nobody else may take it. But to me, it sounded pretty bold. Do it quickly. Okay. Verse 28. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spoke this unto him. So those that was at the table, they didn't know why Jesus said what he said to Judas. They had no idea. They knew he said it, but they didn't know why he said it. Why? Because they didn't take the time to see the signs. They didn't look with their spiritual eyes to see the signs. Because the signs was there. They just didn't see it. Okay. For some of them thought because Judas had the bag that Jesus had said unto him, buy those things that we have need of against the feast. Or that he should give something to the poor. He then had received the soap, went immediately out, and it was night. So they didn't see it. They didn't recognize the whole intent behind what Jesus said to Judas. Okay, Jesus said that Judas Iscariot was not clean. He had not been born again and was not forgiven of his sins. Let's look at, in John 13, starting at verse 10. We're going to stop before we're going to get to 20. It said, Jesus said to him, he that is washed need not say to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. So in other words, he was saying, I washed y'all feet, I served you, but not all of y'all are clean. Because back then, the washing of the feet was a symbolic of the cleansing going on. And so Jesus was saying, yeah, I washed every one of y'all, all 12 of y'all feet. But one of y'all feet ain't clean. One of y'all feet ain't clean. So after he had washed their feet and had taken, his garment and was set down again, he said unto them, know ye that I have done to you? Ye call me Master and Lord. Remember I said earlier, I said Judas, not Iscariot, referred to Jesus as Lord. But Judas Iscariot always referred to Jesus as Rabbi. So Rabbi is a sign of teacher, not Lord. Y'all keep that in your head. Okay. Ye call me Master and Lord. Ye say well, you say well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and Master, I wash your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. So just like I washed yours, y'all ought to wash one another's feet. So just like I'm serving you, you ought to serve others. Okay. For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. Neither is he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen, but that the scripture, and goes back to that prophecy, that the scripture may be fulfilled. He that eateth bread with me had lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am he. So he said the one that ate the bread with him. Who ate the bread with Jesus? Judas. Again, there was a sign. There was a sign that was given. Jesus was studying giving them the answer. He said, I washed all y'all feet. And this is the same thing y'all should do to others. Just like I'm serving you, you should serve others. But not all of you are clean. And then he said, basically, if you want to paraphrase it, he said, I'll tell you who it is. It's the one that ate the bread. So he sat there and told them of the one that was going to betray.